Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, La Crescenta, where it is our dream to help you build and manifest your dream and to pray you through these, what people consider the most difficult of times. Today, serving on the platform are Cecilia Sellis, our wonderful pianist as our soloist, and Sandra Shields as our practitioner.
Good morning, everybody, and this is Sandra Shields, your practitioner on duty today, and now it's time for our affirmative prayer. And so if you'll just settle into your seat with me and take some deep breaths and just really tune in to that spirit within. As we focus right here and now on that divine idea that we are divine, that we are a part of that divine life right here and now. As we know that there is one mind, one body, one love, one life, and that is the life of God, and that life is our life now. We know it and focus in on it right here and now. And as we breathe into our body and our spirit and our emotions, in our thoughts, we just find that center that is unique to each and every one of us, that place of the divine that we can tune in at every moment, every way, every situation, and we can feel it right here and now, just stepping forward. We notice it, we honor it, we use it every day. And from this divine place of awareness, our entire life is created. And we just have to say yes to that. Yes to perfect health, deep peace of mind, right knowing, right relationship, perfect health, divine right employment, divine inspiration, divine protection, love, peace, justice, it's all right there. And you just simply have to tune in. And right here and now, we just know and concentrate on the fact that we are divine. And any barrier to this idea, any false belief, we just release it and let it go right now. It no longer matters. We are spiritual beings on earth to do what we are meant to do in alignment with divine, and we just pick up and amplify that heritage right here and now. And so, with a deep sense of thankfulness, we simply release this prayer into the divine law of mind, knowing it's absolutely done and so. And so we say, and so it is. Amen.
God is all there is. I am one with the Spirit. I realize the truth, and I speak it. I am thankful for it all. I release it, I let it go, and so it is, and so it is. I know it is, and I receive as I believe. Amen. Amen.
Good morning again. It's Sandra Shields, and your practitioner today for December 6th. And now it's time for our inspirational reading. And I'm reading to you from the Science of Mind textbook by Ernest Holmes. And we're on page 491, The Divine Ideas. And it's the metaphysical interpretation, or 2 Corinthians 4, verse 8 and 9. Even in our troubles, we are not cast down. And though we appear to be deserted, we are not destroyed. All our experiences are working to the end that we learn the lesson of life and return to the Father's house as freed souls. We should not despise apparent failure, the temporary chagrins of life, for they are salutatory, leading the soul to the inner Christ, the way, the truth, and the life. When the experience is complete, the lesson will be learned, and we shall enter the paradise of contentment. We do not look at the things which are seen as being eternal. Behind the visible and changeable is the changeless reality, the eternal one, working in time and space for the expression of itself. The divine ideas set back of all human thought, seeking admittance through the doorway of the mind. If we look at love long enough, we shall become lovely, for this is the way of love. God is love. If we gaze longingly at joy, it will make its home within us, and we shall enter its portals and be happy. If we seek the divine in men, we shall find it and be entertaining angels unawares. God's ideas and attributes are eternal and cannot change. In change is the changeless. In time is the eternal and the timeless. In things, the Creator manifests his power and glory forevermore. Amen.
Today, our lesson is You Are Divine. But before I get into our lesson, I have been remiss in giving credit to a couple of very important people. Catherine Ray is our producer, and our very excellent, skilled camera person, Grant Ackerman. So wherever you are, clap your hands for these two wonderful people. And now, our lesson. You are divine. Now, it's kind of interesting because as I was preparing this lesson, I was looking into biblical references. And believe it or not, everything you do, every vocation, every job is God-given, is God-inspired. Now, if you find yourself in a job you don't like, then you have to ask yourself, what is it I really love to do? But I'm going to go through some gifts that we read about in the Bible. Administration, and you might think, oh, I'm an administrator, but I never thought about it as being spiritual. It is. It is. Discernment. This is really important. Be a discerning person. Be a discerning person about every single decision you make. And the next one, evangelism or pastoring. I look at this as witnessing. Many years ago, we had a woman here who is now retired. She was a dental hygienist, but she was always happy. She was just the happiest person. And people would say to her, how are you so happy? And she said, because I go to the Church of Religious Science, and I practice what they teach. Now, she was also our children's church teacher, and she had little ones who she was working with. Little ones, I mean preschoolers. Because at the time, her children were very young. She had them meditating first for 10 seconds, then 20 seconds, then 30 seconds. So you can understand why this individual would be what you would call evangelizing. The next one is giving. And this is really, really an important one. Whatever it is you would like to have, you'd like more money, give money. You'd like more love, give love. Whatever it is that you would like to have in your life, because whatever you give comes back to you, and the Bible tells us tenfold, pressed down and running over. Helps and service, and right now we can thank our first responders, we can thank our frontline folks in the health professional services, the things that they are doing right now. There is a group called, and I'm going to call them out on this because I want you to look for it when you see commercials on television. West Coast University trains nurses, and they have what I guess you would call a commercial on television, and they have the names and the photos of the individuals who have completed their training. And they do it in such a way, and they're saying to all frontline workers, it's so impressive that I wrote them. I said, you are doing a great job, giving those people the accolades they deserve. The woman who wrote back said, you made my day. So thank people who thank people. That's important too, but especially our frontline workers during these times. Hospitality, that comes in so many forms. Hospitality, when you sit down and have a cup of tea with someone and have a conversation. Hospitality when perhaps you're at church and you have hospitality after church. There's so many different ways that we can do hospitality. Leadership without the egos. Leadership that is for one and all. Leadership that helps individuals be the best they can be. Mercy. This is an interesting one, mercy, because this means allow people to be who they are and be compassionate if someone has done something that they shouldn't do. One of the stories in the Bible was Jesus, they were going to stone the adulteress. And he looked at them. They had the stones in their hands. He looked at them and said, "He who is without sin gets to cast the first stone." And the other one that's really important is don't take your prayers to the altar of God. If there is forgiveness, that is important in your life. And forgiveness isn't for the other person, it's for you, because you're hanging on to all of this stuff. You're hanging on to it. And teaching, you don't have to be a teacher. I was a teacher for 23 years. Interesting, when I was a child, everybody said she's going to be a teacher, and I thought, I don't want to be a teacher because they said I'm going to be. But I ended up being a teacher. Anyway, I loved what I was doing. I had a really good time doing it. My favorite assignment was Casa Colina Rehab Center in Pomona, and I worked with the adult daycare there, and it was wonderful. I just loved those people. And then I was fortunate to begin working at our home office, what was then United Church of Religious Science, as Director of Youth and Family Ministries. So I've done a lot of things, and teaching is my forte. Whether or not I want to acknowledge it or not, or those individuals that said long ago and far away, I was going to be a teacher. That's what I do now. But I'm going to go back in case you would like to look up these things, the 9 spiritual gifts. Administration, you'll find in 1 Corinthians 12. Discernment, 1 Corinthians 12. Evangelism, Romans 12 and Ephesians 4. Giving, Romans 12. Helps and service, Romans 12:1 and Corinthians 12. Hospitality, 1 Peter 4, 9, and 10. Leadership, Romans 12. Mercy, Romans 12. And teaching, Romans 12. Now, what I want you to know is because you are divine. You were born with everything that you require to have a stellar life. Everything. You were born with that encoded in your body and your mind and your spirit. And that is abundance, great relationships, perfect health, creative productivity. All of these you were born with. Now, what happens when all of a sudden I look at my checkbook and I go, looks like it's doing. Thoughts of lack and limitation are what cut us off from our good. Those are the things that keep us from our good. If we dwell on lack and limitation, the way the universe works, my friends, is this. Thoughts are things. The universe takes an impress of our thoughts and returns them to us. No different than going to a restaurant and ordering a grilled cheese sandwich. They're not going to bring you a bacon, lettuce, and tomato unless they're really messed up, and that most of the time would never happen. So our thoughts are things. We guard our thoughts carefully. I'm going to give you some ideas, though. Expect miracles in your life. When you expect a miracle, you're going to get one. Expect a miracle and you'll get one. And I'm going to tell you, I put on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, and the reason I am, some folks say I'm not because I'm on Facebook because I have family all over the country, and that's one way that we stay in touch. The other day, I had some plumbing problems, and the plumber came. It was the toilet. I remember when I just said it, that one of my congregants said, never talk about things like that, but I'm telling you anyway. But in the bathroom was a sink that I'd been having problems with for quite a while. I put drainer down, I did all the things, and it would still be plugged. It would still be plugged. Well, the plumber was just asked to deal with the toilet. But when I got home at night, the sink was unplugged, the water flowed. I was doing a happy dance. Now, that might sound crazy to you, but it certainly uplifted my spirits because I'd been dealing with that sink for months. So I was so grateful. Now, when you have feelings of gratitude and genuine feelings, my friend, the universe receives that. Meister Eckhart told us, if the only prayer you ever say is thank you, that will be enough. And then stop using excuses to do nothing. If there's something that you would like to have in your life, find a way. Find a way to make it happen. Come to us, come to the practitioner and me for prayer. We're more than happy to help you. Absolutely. To pray you through any challenges, to pray you through your hopes and your dreams. And then, go beyond routine. Do things differently. Broaden your horizons and bust through comfort zones. I had that experience this week because will now be sending out our links to our services through a carrier called MailChimp. So dear Catherine Ray came in and took me halfway through it. And then she said, and here's how you do it. And I was having challenges. Now, it might seem easy to some of you who are computer folks, but it wasn't easy to me. And I was really having a challenge. And then yesterday, Catherine called and she said, guess what? We've got it figured out. And I'll help you figure it out the rest of the way. And I will be sending out the link for tonight's metaphysical lesson. And I will be sending out Sunday's link. Praise God. Talk about gratitude. I was doing another happy dance. And thank you, Catherine, for your great, great help. And Grant. The two of you did this, as I understand. Thank you, thank you. Takes whizzes like you two. And the other thing, friends, is help others receive the miracles they pray for. Many years ago, we had a darling little girl, and I'm hoping you're watching this, Luella, because when I heard from you, I was in tears. I prayed with her about a lot of things, and she left a message, and she says, I'm in Colorado, I'm engaged, I am so happy. And then we played phone tag. I finally had a great conversation with her yesterday. And she said, I'm just so grateful for your prayers because everything that you prayed for came true in my life. You know how she described her fiancé? Prince Charming. So if there are any of you ladies out there that would like a Prince Charming, come to us. We'll pray for you. But I was so happy to hear from her. Sweet person. So help others receive the miracles they pray for. And you pray with them and for them. I can't even begin to tell you how important this is. And be happy for other people's successes. I can't even begin to tell you. Don't be morose when someone has more than you do. Everybody has what they have, what we call by right of consciousness. By right of consciousness. I remember many, many years ago, I knew a man who was very, very wealthy. And I was new in religious science, and I said to some folks, he's not very nice. And they said, that doesn't matter. He has a prosperity consciousness. But in my book, you want to put the whole ball of wax together, my friends. You want to have the prosperity consciousness. You want to be kind and loving. You want to help others. You want to be there for people. You want to do the hospitality. You want to do the gratitude. And then the other thing, and this is really important, I keep telling you throughout this whole thing, trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. Many, many years ago, my children's father was a petrochemical engineer, and we were moving to Indonesia. And in the process, we sold our house. When I got over there, I got some communication that our house was on the tax sale list. How did it get on the tax sale list? We left in October. Taxes were due in April. What did that guy not do? And I anguished over it. I can't even begin to tell you. I anguished. This little voice kept saying to me, it's okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. But I wasn't listening. I would call the realtor. He wouldn't call me back. Wouldn't answer his phone. And I put myself through so much that I found out later I didn't have to do. I wasn't listening to my intuition. I wasn't listening. Guess what happened? They took the taxes out of the proceeds of the sale of the house. If I would have listened to my intuition, that little voice that said, it's going to be okay. And many times when you are in dire straits and that little voice says it's going to be okay, listen and pray and know that life is okay. You are meant to be, do, and have whatever it is you choose to be, do, and have. You came equipped with everything. I'll say it again. Abundance, perfect health, loving relationships, productive creativity, your own individual, unique creativity. Allow you, God by means of you, to let those be in your life, my friends. Be in your life 100%. Don't let yourself think anything other than, I am a beloved child of God. I am divine. I deserve the best. And you do. And so ends our lesson.
Good morning again. It's Sandra Shields, and now it's time for our offertory affirmation. And before we go into that, I just want to thank all of you that are supporting our center so generously during this challenging time. We appreciate all that you're doing. Thank you very much. So now please join me in the offertory affirmation as we know together that divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is. Thank you very much.
Now please join me in singing, I Am So Blessed. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so thankful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so thankful, I am so blessed. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so thankful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so thankful, I am so blessed.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us this morning. It's time for the Sunday Funny. A minister parked his car in a no parking zone in a large city because he was short on time and couldn't find a space with a meter. Then he put a note under his windshield wiper that read, I've circled the block 10 times. If I don't park here, I'll miss my appointment. Forgive us of our trespasses. When he returned, he found a citation from a police officer along with a note which read, "I've circled this block for 10 years, and if I don't give you a ticket, I'll lose my job. Lead us not into temptation."
Before we go into our benediction, I want to thank you so much for your tithes and offerings. This can be a difficult time for our center since we are not open. The building is not open, but church is open, and we are here to serve you. I want you to understand that. You can call our church for prayer requests. You can call for counseling. We are here to serve you. So now please join with me in the benediction. Put your hand on your heart, close your eyes, and let these words be your words. Something wonderful is happening through you right now. It's happening through your mind, your body, and every aspect of your life. You think it, you know it, you believe it, and you accept it. You are never alone, for God is right where you are, and so it is.
So now please join me and sing, "Let There Be Peace on Earth." Let there be peace on earth, now it has begun with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Peace has begun with me, so this is the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternal.